Regina, Saskatchewan, Curry Field, the site of this year's Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship. Two teams remain in the hunt for the title. To three-peat or not to three-peat? That is the question. And I am Peter, as in Lubardius, and he is Dan Esty. And Team Quebec, champions the last 2 years of this tournament in Red Deer and Tecumseh, Ontario, after their 6-2 semifinal win against Team Saskatchewan, who just captured the bronze medal, have a chance to do it again. Dan?
Yeah, it's going to be a great night here. Great crowd at the park. You can feel the energy here. And absolutely, Quebec looking for 3 in a row here. They certainly have the team to do it. And Peter, we're going to see how this one's going to go, as they're going to go up against a very formidable foe here in Team New Brunswick.
Represented by a lot of players from PEI, a lot of members of the Charlottetown Islanders, and they received a marvelous pitching performance against the locals, the host Regina Trappers, in their semifinal game. Hayden Dow, a marvelous 3-hit shutout on only 78 pitches. It is Quebec against New Brunswick / PEI for a Canadian title. What's more fitting than the national anthem to lead the way? On the line on what would be described as a perfect late August night for almost anything. And in the field, the Charlottetown Islanders with 5 players from New Brunswick. The Islanders play in the New Brunswick Senior Men's League, and they will give the ball to this gentleman. 32-year-old New Glasgow PEI product, Jordan Stevenson. And Stevenson, with the ball in his hands, Dan, I believe for the first time here in Regina.
Yeah, Jordan. Jordan's one of their guys. I kind of refer to them as the big 3 with him, as well as Brody McDonald. And certainly, I think they have the right man in the right spot here. And I'm sure that he did a little bit of sweet talking to the coaching staff to get himself in this game. But Jordan's such a gamer. He's going to be out there and ready to go. Plus fastball. Has a great breaking stuff, and certainly going to get a great test tonight with a very, very potent Team Quebec lineup.
Jordan does have 4 innings of work here. It came against Saskatchewan on Friday in a game where they fell 9-5. When these two teams collided in the round robin, which also happened on Friday, it was the team in green that won 7-2.
And certainly had a good game that game, as they were full marks for that win against a very good Quebec team. Showed up, hit the ball well, pitched the ball well, and certainly tonight are going to be looking to repeat those things happening in this game and hopefully take a gold medal back to Atlantic Canada.
First baseman Jonathan Martin, the 28-year-old from L'Assomption, Quebec, leads things off for the two-time defending champions, and Stevenson delivers a ball high in the game's first pitch. Delighted to have you with us, no matter where you might be looking on from, and I know in the Maritimes, it's shortly after 10.
I don't think that's going to matter, Peter, to be honest with you. There's probably a ton of fans that are glued to this stream, and they're going to be in for a real treat here tonight from Curry Field.
Martin is 5 for 18 during the championships with a double and a run batted in. Quebec with the experience of playing in this title affair. And they were at one point, Dan, in the round robin, 1-2. And it was exactly the same on the road last year in Tecumseh to the title, a gold medal game they won against the Regina Trappers to the tune of 2-0.
Absolutely. They 1-2, went into a game against Newfoundland, and almost the same script that we've seen this year. Got the bats going against Newfoundland, went into a quarterfinal game against Team Manitoba, won that game 13-0, and then made their way back to the gold medal game where they defeated the Regina Trappers by a score of 2-0 in that game. So certainly a team that's been tried and tested at this event for sure, and someone that has kind of been there, done that before, and should have a good pedigree on what to do here in this game as well.
A full count to Jonathan Martin, who did not have a hit in last year's final. He was 0 for 4 in the 2-0 triumph over Regina. Hoping for better results in this gold medal game. Gets into one, but should be relatively routine. Looked like off the bat it might carry a little more than it did. And Duncan Pickett, who's been a hitting machine in the tournament, records the game's first out.
Very good at bat there by Jonathan Martin as he's able to see a few pitches for his teammates, but that one results in a lazy fly ball that Duncan Pickett's able to camp under and make the catch, and we have one out here as we go in the top of the first inning.
Here's the gentleman who threw a complete game shutout in last year's title game, David Gauthier on one hop, Justin Cormier, and there's 2 away.
Anytime you can get one pitch and an out, you're going to take those every day of the week, Peter. Good pitch here from Stevenson, a fastball that has a little bit of dive on it. Hit on the ground hard to third base, but Justin Cormier up strong with that across the diamond to Nick McPhail. And just like that, we have 2 quick outs here in the top of the first.
Center fielder, Raphael Gladieux, a one-time pick of the New York Mets. And he has made a mark again at this event. He's batting .409. He's 9 for 22 with 6 doubles and 3 runs batted in.
Raph, just one of those, as you put it earlier in the tournament, Peter, just a complete player. Can do it all in the field, can do it at the plate, and certainly has a knack for big moments, as we saw 2 years ago in Red Deer when he hit a walk-off home run in that game to win the gold medal for Quebec, their first of 2 in a row.
The fine voice of the Regina Pats, who's also a provincial baseball winning coach, Dante DeCaria, upstairs with a speed gun. Just another little element. Saw one pitch at 83. This is driven towards Simon Dubois, who will take about 5 steps and make the catch. A great beginning for the team in green. 1-2-3 goes Quebec in the first. It is Team New Brunswick. The Charlottetown Islanders make up the majority, about to bat, and they've been very good at home plate in the event. Back with more. Team New Brunswick, Charlottetown Islanders. Should almost have New Brunswick / PEI on the uniform. More players from PEI than New Brunswick, but without New Brunswick baseball, they might not even have made their way to Regina, and here they are with a great chance to win a Canadian championship. As a team, they've hit almost 365 on the week. In fact, as I double check, as a group, they've batted 360. Team Quebec has batted 333, and Connor Angel is the starting pitcher. This is his second appearance in the tournament. He threw 5 1/3 on opening day against Team Saskatchewan and took the loss in a 4-3 setback in that game. Gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, struck out 7, and walked 3. And we have him already in the low 90s with a fastball. But velocity matters not quite as much if the location isn't where you want it. And the left fielder, Simon Dubois, has a leadoff walk.
And we've talked about the importance of that throughout the tournament, that, you know, pitchers that have been able to hit spots, locate all their pitches, mix in and out, mix up and down, and more importantly, mix speeds, is going to be that pitcher that's going to be able to keep good hitting teams like Team New Brunswick off balance.
And Connor Angel from Lachine, Quebec, facing the tournament's top batter in average. Duncan Pickett, the 23-year-old from Kensington, PEI, who shows bunt and takes ball 2. In the tournament, he's batting 700. That's right. I said 700. He's 14 for 20 with a double, 2 runs batted in, and he scored 7 times. He was 1 for 3 earlier in the day in their 4-0 shutout win in the semifinal versus the host Regina Trappers, who failed to get back to this title game to join Quebec for a 3rd consecutive year.
You see already catcher Michel Dagenet and third baseman Josue Pelé out there talking to the young Connor Angel, and a little bit of struggles here out of the gate. 6 pitches and 6 balls so far, which is not a good recipe for a good turnout here. So certainly the young right-hander, as hard as he is throwing, is going to have to get ahead of batters. Otherwise, it may be a very short evening for him here.
He's pitched in some big games, but this is a winner-take-all showdown for a Canadian title. It is different. I don't care what anyone says.
Absolutely, and some of those pitches pretty close in the zone, as we'll have a peek at this one, and that one is called a strike. So the count now 3 balls and 1 strike as he delivers his first pitch in the strike zone this evening.
At 91 miles an hour. And Pickett's behind that fastball, which has been a rare occurrence for number 36.
So Angel battles back to a full count here now as we get the full count delivery.
And it's well wide. He missed on the release point. He came wide open. And back-to-back walks to begin.
With a very dangerous Max Grant now coming to the plate. Peter, how dangerous is this?
11 for 20. He has 8 extra base hits. 3 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs, and 11 runs batted in.
Been a instant catalyst here for the PEI lineup. Everyone's been kind of jumping on his back here as he's been carrying a good part of this team along with Duncan Pickett and a few other bodies as well that have certainly been putting the ball in play, as we see already. And Peter, we talked about this coming into this game, that, you know, starting pitching in this game, if there's going to be struggles, it's probably going to be a short leash. And we see already that Felix Cote, the left-hander for Team Quebec, has already made his way down to the bullpen as Connor Angel continues to struggle to get the ball into the strike zone.
2 balls to the dangerous product of Fredericton, New Brunswick. Max Grant played his last year collegiately at the University of Alabama. And he looks at a strike. Max hit .357 at last year's Canadian. He is just by and large blown that right out of the water.
Absolutely.
Only had 2 doubles. Gets away, or did it hit Grant? It did hit Grant.
Caught him in the back foot on that pitch.
We're going to have an early visit here from the Quebec coaching staff, I would have to think. And here he comes.
Well, I think, Jean-Philippe going to make a trip to the mound here now. I think the other coach was just going down in the bullpen, but I can tell you this, just watching so far, Peter, the first 3 batters, he is really, really struggling with his release point, and certainly you can see a very slow, methodical walk here from head coach Jean-Philippe Lamé, and honestly probably going to be giving Felix Cote some time to get loose here, and he's going to have to get hot in a hurry right now.
And I would suggest it has a lot to do with one word: nerves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can say as much as you want, teams that have been here before and teams that have done and been in these types of games, but every time you're here, pressure can get to you, nerves can get to you. And it's certainly a big stage here with, the pretty good crowd here watching tonight, and I'm sure tons of people watching around, and, it doesn't take much to get to you when you're out there throwing in these types of games.
And you also know what kind of opportunity you've been given.
Absolutely. And I mean, to get the start in this type of game, it's an honor. Doesn't matter which team you play for, it doesn't matter which province you play for, and to get that opportunity to be able to pitch in this type of game is certainly very important, I'm sure, to Connor Angel as it would be to anyone else that drew this start tonight.
First baseman Nick McPhail, who had a couple of runs batted in when these teams met in a 7-2 Team New Brunswick victory in the round robin. He's 5 for 18 overall, triple and 4 runs batted in. Breaking ball misses down. And he continues to fight it. And I'm going to suggest this could be his last batter.
Yeah, I see one of the coaches down there already giving kind of taking the hat off signal to Felix Cote in the bullpen. So, and you see Michel Dagenet obviously noticed that too, because he's asking for a new baseball and doing whatever he can here to go as slow as possible and give Felix Cote the most pitches he can down there in the bullpen to see. But I agree with you here. If this is ball 4, this might be the end of the night already.
Bases loaded, and McPhail. Ball 4. The first run of the game trots across home plate as he's walked in Simon Dubois. And the Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, have jumped into a 1-0 lead. And there, as we expected, goes Connor Angel. And I feel for him. That is a very difficult way to leave a national championship final.
Yeah, facing 4 batters there. He had 3 walks. He had the 1-hit batter as he hit Max Grant in the foot. And certainly you do feel for any player that gets into that situation and just, obviously didn't have it tonight. And unfortunately, that's going to be the end of his national championships as the left-hander Felix Cote of the Castars de Actonville is going to make his way into this game.
Cote has thrown 5 innings in the tournament. They came in a big win over Team BC by a count of 11-3 in that game. He worked that amount of innings, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits, had 3 strikeouts, and walked 3 batters as he enters. Bases loaded, no one out, and a run down in this gold medal game here in the Queen City of Regina that have been splendid hosts of this Canadian Championship affair. And he will get himself set with a number of warm-ups. And get set to face a red-hot run producer in designated hitter Josh Myers. Myers has been on some run, Dan, in his last 3 games in particular. He's driven in 7 runs. Was 3 for 4 with a run batted in earlier today in the playoff semifinal triumph over the Regina Trappers, and cashed in 3 runs in his previous 2 games, including the playoff win last night against Team Manitoba.
Yeah, he's been on some kind of run right now and kind of jumped on the train there with the, we call them the big 3 at the top of the order, but Simon Dubois, Max Grant, and Duncan Picketts. And, you know, they've been doing a lot this tournament, but Myers, these last 3 games, has really kicked it up a notch and started to contribute in a big way to this team.
He has a .474 batting average himself. 9 for 19 with a couple of doubles and 9 runs batted in now. And the table is completely set. It's lefty versus lefty. And there are a lot of left-handed batters, frankly, in both lineups.
Mm-hmm. We see right now, I already have 1 run across. We have the bases loaded with nobody out. Peter, all tournament long, we've talked about situational hitting and how important that is to be able to manufacture runs when you're given the opportunity. And as you said, Team New Brunswick's been served up a huge opportunity here. Walking the bases loaded. We have a hit batter that comes in there as well that brings in a run. And now they have the chance early to really put Team Quebec back on their heels in this game.
And you won't get many chances like it.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't think, even though they're hitting .360 as a team.
One, two.
Ball and 2 strikes to Josh Myers.
Certainly early in this game right now, but this is a big, big point in this game already.
Myers, Martin has 1 play, but he won't be able to make it. Josh Myers is safe. He has a single, and he has another run batted in, his 10th of the tournament, and it's 2-0.
We'll see here on the replay. Good pitch from Cote, another curveball, little dribbler out by the mound. Gets over the head of the pitcher, Felix Cote, and then the foot race is on, and Josh Myers able to beat Felix Cote to the bag. And again, we talk about putting the ball in play and putting the pressure on the defense, and that's a great example of that right there, Peter.
Earlier in the week, Jack Kraft, who calls Cornwall PEI home, had struggles. Martin's going to come home for 1. Michel Dagenet, the starting catcher, back behind the plate, where Guillaume Morin has been in the last couple of games, did not risk it, and probably pretty smart.
I would say so. That's a good play right there by Jonathan Martin to be able to get that ground ball. Makes a good, strong throw right to the chest of the catcher, Dagenet. They're able to cut down the run at the plate. Bases remain loaded here as Jack Kraft going to reach on the fielder's choice. And now 1 out here in this inning. So we get a look at Jack Kraft's swing there on the ground ball to first base. And the good, strong throw there by Martin as he gets the runner at the plate.
Cole McLaren, the 28-year-old from Morel PEI, has 1 hit. Guess who it was against?
Team Quebec.
And it scored 2 runs. He maybe has 2 more runs batted in. He certainly has 1. It's too shallow to try to score. Josh Myers and the Charlottetown Islanders, with help from the province of New Brunswick, 5 players on their team, play there, have opened an early 3-0 lead over the 2-time defending champs.
Good job by the catcher, Cole McLaren there. Drives that ball to right field. Gets another run across, and David Gauthier got to that one pretty quickly and makes a good throw back in to keep it to 1 run. But Bases still loaded here for the Island, and a 3-0 lead here against probably a pretty stunned Team Quebec right now.
If you have been following along, I'm not sure there aren't a lot of people joining them in that category. Ryan McIsaac, who had the game-winning run batted in the 6th inning against the Regina Trappers in a game that ended up 4-0, but was 0-0 into the 6th before they scored 2 in the 6th and added 2 more in the 7th. They've scored 3 already, and far from potentially done for McIsaac, the 27-year-old from Charlottetown, who is 5 for 14. Breaking ball that just missed the strike zone. And most Quebec teams in any sport that I've witnessed over the years, they're generally a very emotional group.
Mm-hmm.
In the air, tagging is Myers, but a really good throw in from Moises Perez, who is quite a story. He broke his nose last night, had to go to the hospital after being hit with a pitch in their quarterfinal game at Optimus Park, but here he is in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, unfortunate accident there last night as he takes a fastball in the nose, broken nose. Thankfully for him, no concussion symptoms. Nothing as far as orbital fractures or anything like that, and spent this morning during their first game kind of resting at the hotel. I know he showed up kind of later in that game as I saw him as I was walking around, but thankful that he's okay and just such a great guy. I've had a couple of chats with him this week, and super guy for this team and definitely a big part of their success so far.
So the Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick. Bases still loaded. They've scored 3, and they've batted around in the first as Connor Angel started the game, didn't even record an out. Walked 3 and hit the other batter he faced. Cormier, 32 years old, from St. Anne de Kent, New Brunswick, who is yet to have a hit. He's 0 for 7, but he does have 2 runs batted in, including an important sacrifice fly in the 4-0 semifinal triumph.
Yeah, it was a big part of that inning where we had a Ryan McIsaac RBI, and then after that, he followed that up with that sac fly that got pushed a second run across and kind of helped solidify a good inning there for Team New Brunswick.
Big sweeping curveball from Felix Cote. 2-2 to Justin Cormier. And swings and misses on another just like it. Great start for the guys in green. They lead the 2-time defending champions 3-0 after 1. But if you've watched any of the action, some of it, you know that leads have been difficult to hang on to sometimes. Back after this on IKS. Jordan Stevenson, the 32-year-old from New Glasgow PEI, returns to the rubber with a 3-run lead after delivering a 1-2-3 top of the first. And he's facing a very courageous hitter in Moises Perez, who, needless to say, after what happened last night, wearing some extra protection.
And as we said off the top, we're really thankful that Moises is okay, and just one of the star players on this Team Quebec squad, and happy he's able to take part in this game tonight.
And up and in comes Jordan Stevenson, which would be a little bit difficult, I would have to think. Perez is a fabulous player. He's hitting .471 during the tournament. McIsaac to the backhand.
Good job last inning by lefty Felix Cote, but we have a peek down the right field line now, and we see another lefty. David Gauthier has now gotten up to start to throw for Team Quebec. And Peter, I'll be honest with you, and we chatted about this off the air.
I was just about to ask you.
That's 100% who I thought the starting pitcher would be tonight. He's throwing 4 or 5 innings only this week, so he hasn't been taxed too much. And for sure, with a lefty-heavy lineup with Team New Brunswick, I thought that was your starting pitcher, but we're commentating and not coaching. So, but either way, Gauthier down there getting loose now for Team Quebec.
Started the game in right field, Leonardo Ochoa on one big hop for first baseman Nick McPhail, and quickly they're 2 away in the second.
Good play there by McPhail. See him give himself a little pat on the chest, but good pitch here from Jordan Stevenson. Fastball that runs down and away. Drilled into the ground by Ochoa, and McPhail going to go over and step on the bag himself. And I'll tell you this early on, watching Jordan Stevenson throw, I've seen Jordan throw a few times in the past when I've been home, and if he gets into a groove early, he can be as dominating as any pitcher in Canada.
Facing a third baseman, the versatile Josue Pelly, 37 years of age from Quebec City. He came on in relief in the semifinal and did a marvelous job. The first pitch he threw was his most important one. He came in with the bases loaded in the 5th, his team leading by a run. One pitch, double play out of the inning, and Team Saskatchewan really never threatened again.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a big situation to come into, but Pelly, one of the veteran players for the Cactus de Victoriaville, been around the block a few times, obviously, and was able to come in and get that double play immediately right away. And you see that veteran eye at work here as he's going to take the 4-pitch walk and make his way down to first base with 2 outs.
Pelly, who was actually drafted twice in the Major League Draft by Washington in 2005, and then again the next year in 2006 by the Pittsburgh Pirates, finds himself at first base. He's the first Quebec player to occupy a base in the game. And this is catcher Michel Dagenet, who's 6 for 18 now. He's started to get locked in later in the tournament. Had 10 hits last year in Tecumseh in a gold medal winning effort for Quebec.
Yeah, Dagenet has been kind of playing all over the place for Team Quebec this weekend. He's DH'd a couple of games. He's caught a couple of games. We saw him at first base one game. So another player that's pretty versatile in what he's able to do. And
Dagenet hits it fairly well. Wind seems to blow it back in a tad. And Simon Dubois says, "Thank you kindly." A runner left. It remains 3-0 for the Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick in the championship game of Baseball Canada's Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships in Regina. Beautiful night. Gold medal game, and the Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick. That's the league they play in. And without the support of New Brunswick baseball, not sure this occurs. They do not have a senior men's league as of right now in the province of Prince Edward Island. That might change. And you know what? A win tonight would go a long way.
Might have a few people that want to start playing senior baseball on the island after that.
Honestly, it's what changes things.
Absolutely.
It always does in sports. Simon Dubois walked and scored the first of 3 runs. Connor Angel was the starting pitcher and left the game before he recorded 1 out. 3 walks and a hit batter. And into the game came this gentleman, Felix Cote.
He's done a pretty good job since entering. He gave up one of the runs that, 2 of the runners that were on that both get charged to Connor Angel. But since coming in, he's definitely been battling here and definitely showing off that big sweeping curveball that we've seen quite a bit here so far that's been keeping batters at bay a little bit. And you watch that pitch from up here where we are, Peter, and that's got a lot of depth and a lot of side movement.
Yeah, he just threw it again to Dubois.
3-2.
Simon hitting .438 back home in league play. Just reaches out. Ochoa for out number 1.
That was a lot closer than it than it needed to be, I think. Here we'll have a look at this coming up in the replay, but see Dubois just reaches out, punches that one in, and then turns on the jets, and that's why you run everything out, kids. He's out by about half a step there on a ball that was pretty routine. So
Duncan Picketts asked for time. He walked and scored in a 9-batter first. New Brunswick will be the home of next year's Canadian Senior Men's Championship in Miramichi. Apparently has a wonderful stadium.
Oh, one of my favorite parks to play in when I was growing up out there in the Miramichi. Great people. They've hosted this tournament 5 times. This will be their 5th time since 1999, and they always put on a good show when they're out there. So going to be a lot of fun out there in 2026.
We mentioned the big sweeping curveball. Duncan Picketts just saw one of Felix Cote's best.
You're doing so bad right now.
That ball started at his chest, ends up at his knees on the inside part of the plate, and that is just a devastating pitch. We do see down in the bullpen now, Quebec has switched it up as number 28, Rene Dave Pelchat of the Cactus de Victoriaville, down there warming up now. And
Max Grant in a 1-2-3 inning, and there haven't been many of those the last couple of days for the Charlottetown Islanders, with a great contingent from New Brunswick. That's the name on your scoreboard. 3-0, they lead it, heading to the top of the 3rd. Guillaume Morin was the starting catcher in the semifinal win over the host Regina Trappers earlier today. He's the designated hitter in this game, and he is batting well. He was 2 for 2 with a run batted in their semifinal win over Team Saskatchewan. 7 for 14 is Guillaume, who is from Brossard, Quebec, with 4 runs batted in. And this one will hit the ground. And Moran was just flat out upset. And that allowed second baseman Ryan McIsaac to actually take his time, settle in for out number 1.
Another great pitch here from Jordan Stevenson as that ball dives right in on the hands of Guillaume Morin. And like you said, didn't need to be too quick there. Took his time, make a good throw, and one out here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Shortstop is Ryan Bauart. Came into the game against Team Saskatchewan in a 6-2 win. Played the majority of time. Tristan Aspect has also played shortstop. In fact, Tristan started that game and ended up shifting over to 3rd when Josue Pelly came in to pitch in the 5th. But Bauart gets the call in this title game. He has just 1 hit. It was a run-scoring hit in the round robin against Team Alberta, the Calgary Rockies. Popped in the air. Smartly, the pitcher gives way to Max Grant. And the outstanding shortstop looks after business.
Yeah, good play here by Max, and great pitch here by Jordan again. One that stays, looks like a bit of a change up there that Bauart gets out in front of, pops it up on the infield, and the shortstop Max Grant takes control of that play, makes the catch. Just like that, there's 2 outs here as we head back to the top of the order with Jonathan Martin coming to the plate.
I don't know if they have an MVP of this event. I believe it's top hitter and top defender.
I believe that's what it usually is. Yes, they have a top defender and a top hitter.
Martin on the ground. Jordan Stevenson right now doing his best Hayden Dow impression. He's been very good too. Yet to give up a hit through 3 against this 2-time defending championship club from Quebec. It remains 3-0. Bottom of the 3rd in this gold medal game. The Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick with a 3-0 lead against the team looking to three-peat. Team Quebec, they've won it the last 2 years. McPhail, did he get all of it? He absolutely did. Nick McPhail has gone deep, and it's 4-0.
Talk about ambushing a pitch to start an inning off. Felix Cote tries to fire a fastball in. You can see Nick McPhail all fired up, yelling at the bench there, coming by, and rightfully so, as he absolutely tattooed that ball to right field here. We're going to have a look in the replay, but fastball that stays up in the zone, and you could tell in the look on Felix Cote's face after he let go of it, that ball was not coming back. And that is a 4-0 lead for the Charlottetown Islanders here, as you see him getting his bench fired up, running around the bases.
He had 2 runs batted in versus Quebec in the 7-2 round-robin triumph. This one is even bigger, potentially. His first home run, his second extra base hit. He had 1 home run so far all season in the New Brunswick Senior Men's League with the Charlottetown Islanders. What a time to hit another.
Absolutely. First pitch from Felix Cote up and over the head of Josh Myers.
Well,
and the reaction from Gauthier told you everything, the right fielder. He knew it.
Absolutely.
And so did the kids on the hill who have a souvenir. Josh Myers.
Yep.
He drove in a run with a hit.
Did.
He has 10 runs batted in the competition, as he has just made the most of almost every opportunity the last couple of days.
A couple of curveballs there that have gotten away from Cote, as he's really trying to rely on that curveball to kind of keep these bats at bay here. And obviously we've seen throughout the course of the week, Peter, that this Islanders team really can hit a fastball, so absolutely you should be trying to throw those sweepers. And this pitch popped up as
back goes Bauart, and he makes the play on the grass. And for a change in the last 24 hours, Josh Myers makes an out. Which you could say also about Grant and Pickens.
Yep, they've been unreal, those three. Been hitting the ball a ton this week for their team.
Nick McPhail, a no-doubter to right field, where it's a short porch. It's 309 over there. It is 409 to the deepest portion of the park. Jack Kraft. And Jack reached on a fielder's choice in the first. This one down the line should go foul, and does, is Moises Perez unable to get to it. Just great that he's in the
I'm
game.
going to tell you, it's going to look no better than this after I'm done cleaning it. See?
Sounds like my wife.
I'm going to have to start spitting on it or something.
When I'm in the kitchen for a rare time with a cleaning device. Sorry, Nats. Picked the wrong guy.
And again, as we've had all week long, our home plate umpire for this gold medal game mic'd up again, and we really are appreciative of our
beyond.
Baseball Canada umpires who have been here this week, who have taken the time to kind of bring us an inside scoop from the game down on the field level as we bring it to you up here in the booth.
Been so good in so many ways.
Absolutely.
Entertaining, great insight, camaraderie, understanding their craft. I've loved it. I know I've said it almost every game, but I absolutely 100%. I've learned, listened, which is rare for me, a strikeout of Jack Kraft, and there was some giddy up on that fastball from Cote.
Oh.
Who started the inning by giving up a solo shot to Nick McPhail, but comes back with back-to-back outs, including his third strikeout of the game. And what do you know, a right-handed batter.
A little bit of a knuckle movement on it at the end.
Cole McLaren, who loves playing Quebec. He has 2 hits against them and 3 runs batted in, including cashing one in the 3-run first.
Good fastball there from Cote, finds the inside portion of the plate for strike one. And as much as we've had pitchers up over the course of this game for Team Quebec, right now their bullpen quiet.
Well,
good breaking ball that just failed to deliver a strike. So the 28-year-old catcher has a hitting count. Nobody on now and 2 out, and he looks at ball 4. Cole McLaren trots to first. He's on for a second time in the game.
Good job by McLaren. Good eye up there to be able to work the walk and make his way down to first. So 2 outs now, and second baseman Ryan McIsaac, who, like we talked about a couple of games ago, Peter, was Logan McDougall doing a lot of playing there for the Island throughout the week. And Ryan's kind of taken over the last couple of games and come up with a couple of big hits for his team.
McIsaac into a hole as Morel checked up to make sure he didn't get hit by the baseball. Ryan McIsaac's bat has warmed the last couple of days too. He was a key performer in their win earlier today against the host Regina Trappers with 2 hits.
Cote tries to get ahead of him there with that big sweeper, and he's able to keep the hands back, drives it into the ground, and finds a hole with that bounding ball between first and second base. As, like you said, McLaren had to kind of hold up there, make sure it didn't hit him, and continues on his way to second base now. So first and second, 2 outs. And number 9 hitter Justin Cormier makes his way to the dish.
He's one of the 5 players from New Brunswick. Nick McPhail home run earlier in the inning to lead it off is added to the advantage. And that in behind Cormier, I think it hit him. And it's the second base umpire who probably had a better look at it, who comes in to say that's exactly what occurred. We are fortunate enough to provide replays.
Yeah, that brushes the jersey on his back. You can see the number 2 kind of shift there as that pitch goes over his back, and can't really see it from that angle. That last angle that we had, just kind of looking from behind, you see Cormier point to his back right away. This one right here, you'll see when the ball drops down, watches number 2, you kind of just see the jersey brush just a little bit there. So Cormier going to make his way to first on the hit by pitch. And we have Coach Jean-Philippe Lemay making another trip to the mound here as the throwing has resumed in the bullpen for Team Quebec, as left-hander Rene Dave Pelletier has gotten back up and started to throw again. He plays his club ball with the Cactus de Victoriaville.
Home plate umpire going out. And head coach J.P. Lemay, who made it very apparent in your interview after the semifinal, they came here again, and as you would expect, with the hopes of wearing one medal, one color of it.
After winning 2 of those, I can't say I blame them. I would want 3 of them as well. What a great crowd here tonight, too. You can feel a few of the teams here watching the game tonight, and there's a lot of buzz going around this park right now. It's just an excellent, excellent atmosphere here.
Simon Dubois, a bases loaded opportunity for 44. And he has been an awfully difficult out as the week has gone along.
We're going to look at a few of the fans here watching this evening as that pitch misses up from Felix Cote for ball number 1.
Ball and a strike to the left fielder, Simon Dubois, who hit .438 in the New Brunswick Senior League before making
Ball down.
his way to Regina.
It's a pretty close pitch there. Good frame job by Dagenet, and looked like that one might have been in, but called down by home plate umpire.
Two balls and a strike with 2 out in the 4th, or make that in the 3rd.
I have to feel like, at this point in this game, Peter, right now, bases loaded again. A base hit here is really going to break this game open, and you got to think chances are going to get pretty tough here for Quebec.
Dubois hit it well. Can Gladue get there? No. The second runner on his way home. And Simon Dubois takes full advantage. A 2-run single. And the lead has been extended to 6.
And that's a backbreaker right there for Quebec. 2-2 pitch. Another curveball that stays up in the zone. Simon Dubois keeps his hands back, drops that into short left center field. Gladue up throwing to the plate. That throw offline though, as Felix Cote had to block that one up, and Jean-Philippe Lemay going to make a second trip here, and that's going to be it for young left-hander Felix Cote in this game.
And it could get ugly on us. You want to let everybody else know? Yeah. Thank you.
I believe those are the first 2 runs batted in of the tournament for Simon Dubois. What a time, if that is indeed the case. I've run through so many numbers in the last 4 days. And a double check. Did not have a run batted in before now. We'll take a break. It's 6-0. Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick in the gold medal game of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships.
Hey guys, Donnie with Extreme Hockey and Umbrella Marketing Solutions. Really excited to throw this video that we have partnered with the National Baseball Championships that are hosted in Regina. As you know, we love getting behind our community and supporting these kind of events. This is just an absolute honor to be a part of this championship.
Stop in at 1425 McIntyre Street in Regina. We will have sales on all weekend. I will also be kicking around at the event for a few days, so if you have any questions about team, corporate gear, pull me aside and let's have a chat.
Starting to cool off as the sun goes down on what's been a beautiful championship Sunday at the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship. How about that picture? I'm biased. I'm originally from Saskatchewan and incredibly proud of it. Some of the nicest sunsets you'll find anywhere in North America. David Gauthier, who has thrown 3 1/3 innings here this week, given up no runs, no hits, struck out 6 and walked 1, enters the game. And many, including the 2 gentlemen in the booth, thought that last year's complete game victor in the gold medal game, the guy on the hill, would maybe get the ball to begin, not the 3rd pitcher of record.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a surprise to quite a few, but you know what? Quebec has their pitching plan laid out. They went with what they went with, and we are where we are now in the game here. First and second for Team New Brunswick. 0-2 count here on the batter Pickets.
Ball inside.
Ball and 2 strikes to Duncan Pickett, who has walked and scored and struck out. Connor Angel, the 25-year-old right-hander, started, didn't record an out. Felix Cote entered, seemed to have found a groove when Nick McPhail homered off him. And the Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, went back to work. They are in the driver's seat, leading by 6 after 3 innings in the gold medal game of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships. Three in the first, 3 more in the third. And the 2-time defending champions are in a hole. Thanks, Wolf Blitzer, straight from the Situation Room.
Well, it's outside.
Or tips, whichever you would prefer. David Gauthier is the batter.
Gauthier last inning just came in to record the last out, so that closes the book on left-hander Felix Cote for Team Quebec. He throws 2 1/3 innings in relief of starter Connor Angel, allows 3 runs, all earned on 5 hits, 1 walk, and had 3 punch-outs in the game, Peter.
Jordan Stevenson has had a wonderful first 3 innings. Ryan McIsaac almost came up too quickly, but didn't, as he retires David Gauthier to open the top of the 4th inning.
Peter, we were going to start this discussion last defensive inning for PEI, and we kind of got out of the inning, but sitting up here watching the monitor and watching Jordan Stevenson throw right now, you know, we had the radar gun on him a little bit earlier, you know, hitting 84, 85, topped out at 87. But what's being so helpful for him right now, and I'm not sure, you know, you can probably see it on replays that we're showing and whatnot, but he's got so much movement on his fastball and his changeup that just dips and dives away from both left and right-handed batters as he's able to make it go both ways. And that movement, that's so tough to hit. So tough to hit. It doesn't matter how good of a hitting team you are. And right now, obviously, he's skating pretty good here as he hasn't made a mistake yet. Everything he's hitting the spot. Him and Cole McLaren working very well together. And we talked about it back in the first inning as we continued into the second. If he continues to gain more momentum here and more confidence, he's going to be a very tough pitcher.
Well, not exactly what he was looking for as he walks center fielder Raphael Gladieux on 4 consecutive pitches. But you're right. He has been terrific. Long way to go with a very dangerous team who is yet to find their way at home plate. They came into the game with a team batting average during the week of .333. And this is Moises Perez, who takes a fastball inside.
And Peter, you just made a great point. 6 runs to this Quebec team is nothing. They get a couple of hits. They all start kind of building off each other. And right now, Charlottetown's got 1 goal. Keep their foot on the gas.
Perez hit it well. Dubois able to make the play in left center for out number 2. That's the best contact of the night for Quebec.
Absolutely. As you see, Moises Perez is going to put a pretty good charge into this one. Fastball that kind of stays up, and we just talked about that. You know, so far in the game, he's had those fastballs working down, but no problem as left fielder Simon Dubois says, I got you, and makes that catch out in left field for the second out.
Stevenson, in his second appearance of the tournament, threw against Team Saskatchewan in the round robin on Friday, facing Leonardo Ochoa, the 35-year-old second baseman. He has a great personality. You've chatted with him a couple of times at field level.
He's a fantastic individual to talk to. So nice.
And Stevenson delivers a 2-0 strike.
2-1.
Ochoa, 38 runs batted in the Quebec League to lead everyone this season. And he's finding himself in a good hitters count now. Came into the game 10 for 21 in the tournament. Looked like he was taking all the way.
So we got a 3-2 count, 2 outs here. So runner at first going to be on the move. So
3-2.
again, you see catcher Cole McLaren kind of directing traffic here, saying everything's coming across the diamond on the ground.
Runner on the move. McIsaac deep in the hole. And McPhail dug it out.
What a pickup.
The last inning he homered. Now, Nick McPhail gets it done with the glove.
We'll get a look at this one going to break. Chopped into the ground there by Ochoa. Good hustle out of the box, but Ryan McIsaac with the throw to first, and good pickup there by first baseman Nick McPhail.
It's all going so far the way of the team from the Maritimes. They lead by 6 in the gold medal game in Regina. Six to nothing as the reign of the two-time defending champions from Quebec is in jeopardy. Bottom of the fourth, where one of, if not the best player in the entire tournament, leads things off in Fredericton's own 23-year-old Max Grant. 3 fantastic years at Canisius University just outside of Buffalo, and then in the transfer portal, he spent his last year in the SEC, which is also a good baseball conference in Alabama, as Moises Perez goes into foul territory for out number 1.
I think we had some shuffling on going around. It looks like Alexandre Lapointe out there now. I think Perez has shifted to right. I was wondering the changes that they made.
You're
there
right.
With Gauthier coming into pitch now. So Alexandre Lapointe into the game now. Gauthier is on the mound, so they lose their DH. So I believe
Fail off of, they call it the Curry lip. And it just took a bite out of Leonardo Ochoa.
Big bounce there.
Still probably have to make that play. So McPhail, who homered in the last inning, finds himself at first. He's been on 3 times. He's walked, he's homered, he's reached on an error. Josh Myers in the batter's box. He's singled, driven in yet another run in a 3-run first. They added 3 more in the third.
Well, no, he didn't go.
So just for the defensive shuffle there, Alexandre Lapointe into this game now for Guillaume Morin. He plays in left field. Moises Perez makes his way from left field to right field. And then obviously the pitcher now, David Gauthier, who was in right field, on the bump.
You give up your DH now?
That's right. So the DH, Morin, would be out of the game now, and Lapointe would hit in his spot.
Well.
David Gauthier faced 1 batter in the third. He pitched a complete game 3-hit shutout in last year's gold medal final in Tecumseh, Ontario. He's the 3rd pitcher to work tonight, and he's starting to work very effectively. Right to the dugout goes Josue Pelli. And there's 2 down.
Good play there by Josue Pelli at third base. We're going to see the pitch here from Gauthier. Looked like he took a little bit off that one. Myers pops it up. Pelli finds the fence just in front of the Charlottetown Islanders dugout. Gives the throw across the diamond there as he thought he might be able to catch the Team New Brunswick player, kind of lollygagging back into first, but they get back in time.
Jack Kraft had a mighty cut. Believe that Jack might originally be from the United States.
I believe so, yes. I think Jack was at first. He was, I don't know if dual citizen or just from the States completely, but I know he was not at last year's tournament and was able to get everything straightened out this year to be able to attend now, as I do believe he is a PEI resident now.
Of Cornwall, PEI, at least that's listed on the roster. In this game, he's reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. Dealing with David Gauthier for the first time, and he hit it off the end of the bat. Ochoa. This is a really odd play. Didn't come off the bat quite the way I thought it would. And then you just don't see this, Dan, very often where it's deep in the grass and comes up into the chest.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a little bit of a knuckleball off the bat. Looks like he squares it up, but might have hit just off the end of the bat a little bit and kind of takes a little bit of a turn there on Leonardo Ochoa once it hits the grass. He's able to knock it down, but with the speedy Kraft, he's unable to retire him at first base.
I think you'd have to score that a hit.
Yep, absolutely. That'll be scored a single for sure.
Certainly an error charge that allowed McPhail to be now at second base. Cole McLaren, who has 2 hits in the tournament. They're both against Quebec, and they've driven in a combined 3 runs. And he's up against Quebec right now again with a runner in scoring position. See if he can find a hat trick.
Runner on the move there, and that ball popped up over by the Quebec dugout.
Jonathan Martin hung with it. No hat trick for Cole McLaren, but his team has 2-3 spots offensively in the first and third. And after 4 in the gold medal game, the gentlemen in green, which is quite popular in this province, lead by 6. Josue Pelly with his team down by 6. But we have seen some odd things this week. But the way the Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick have pitched today, they're not interested.
They're just straight up dealing right now.
McIsaac on the run. And Pele almost let up.
I think he might have just spun the tires coming out of the box there a bit because he's got a little bit of a limp going on right now. And I think I don't know if he tweaked something on that swing, but yeah, it looked like he might have pulled up just a little bit lame there. But knowing him, as we see him go back into the dugout there, unless he's really hurt, he's definitely not going to be coming out of this game.
He's not coming out. 2 chances of that happening. Slim, of which I am not, and none.
Yeah.
Can take that right to the no chance motel and throw away the key. Michel Dagenet, the catcher. Stevenson continues to work masterfully. And that didn't miss the mark by much.
Nope. And you know, talking to a few people back home that have been, you've seen me on my phone texting back and forth, and when Jordan gets in a groove like this, if you don't get to him early, you're in trouble. And he's showing that tonight. When he's missing spots, he's missing just by a little bit, and you know, he's just tempting batters at this point with those pitches, right? 0-2, 1-2 pitches. He's just saying, here's this, and let's see what you can do with it. And might not necessarily be a strike, but he's putting it around the strike zone, and that's what's making him so effective right now.
I think that foul ball took a bit of a bite out of the catcher, Cole McLaren. And I love, that's been a neat thing to watch and listen to, too, as the home plate umpire has been mic'd every day except the first day. Just how the umpire realizes it, and he goes out, cleans the plate, gives the catcher some time to regroup.
No, it's outside. And
like we said, we talk about kind of the return on that type of relationship too. And catchers know when an umpire wear one, you know, they're going to go for a walk immediately and let the umpire kind of gather themselves. So there's always that kind of mutual respect for each other in each game that you do.
The 2-2 to Michel Dagenet struck him out swinging.
Man, Jordan Stevenson is in some kind of zone right now. We got to look at this strikeout pitch here and look at the dip on that ball. Starts up at just above the belt and ends up just down at the knees on the outside corner. And man, oh man, is he in some kind of zone right now.
2 away in the 5th. And into the game, defensively now hitting is Alexandre Lapointe. And he's behind on a fastball. Here's the amazing thing for me today. Hayden Dow took 2 steps forward from his first outing. Guess who's doing exactly the same, if not 3 steps from the effort we saw from him in 3 1/3 against Team Saskatchewan? You'd swear it's 2 different guys the way they've pitched today.
Absolutely, and to be honest with you, watching Jordan as he keeps going in this game, to me, I mean, obviously he's gaining confidence, but it looks like he's gaining velocity with some of his fastballs as well, just getting that extra little bit of giddy up on a few pitches.
The 1-2 on the way to Lapointe. Hits it right at Jack Kraft. Three up, 3 down. 6-0 in the gold medal game of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship.
fantastic.
Brian McIsaac, the second baseman, leads things off in the fifth. What a day it has been so far. The 4-0 win for the Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, with 5 players from that province on their team. Down the local team, the host Regina Trappers, 4-0, and now lead the 2-time defending champions by 6.
Inside.
Yeah, certainly Team New Brunswick has Team Quebec on the ropes here right now for sure. We did notice last inning that left-hander Brody McDonald was down in the pen and warming up, but he seems to have gone back to the dugout now as we see Pelly make the great catch there when had to kind of avoid his shortstop, Ryan Barwart, but looks like everyone's okay. He's going to have a chat with him, make sure he's okay too. And
well, Pelly looked a little shaken up when he grounded out to second, but apparently is taking a couple of 2-step lessons while performing in this part of the world. Can't dance, too fat to fly, but there's a lot of good dancing in Saskatchewan of a 2-step variety. As McIsaac makes the first out.
we get a good view here of left-hander David Gauthier from behind, and he's got really, really good stuff.
Justin Cormier, LaPointe in foul territory. And he's been busy since he entered the game in the last inning. That's the second put-out he's made.
Yeah, good play there as Justin Cormier gets the bat on that one, flies out to left field, and LaPointe able to get over and make the play, and just about a step and a half into foul ball territory. And just like that, we have 2 outs here in the home half of the 5th inning. We're back to the top of the order for Simon Dubois.
Simon had a cut at the breaking ball, but missed it. He's had a fantastic tournament. Top 3 guys in this order, and not even necessarily tonight, to be honest. Not the same way they were rolling along. They've actually done a great job against Pickett's Grant in particular.
Yeah, it's the supporting cast that's certainly doing the damage right now as that bounding ball finds its way between 2 Team Quebec players and into center field for a single.
Simon Dubois, the leadoff hitter and left fielder, is on base now for a 3rd time.
You see the play come up here, a little chopper up the middle. Bauart unable to get there, and neither is Leonardo Ochoa. And as we said all along, it takes a team effort to be able to get through some of these things. And like you said, the Quebec pitchers obviously had the book on Grant and Pickett's and company that were really hitting the ball well, but it's been that supporting cast tonight that has been so crucial in things going well, like Nick McPhail, Josh Myers,
Well, and it's
Cole
not
McLaren getting RBIs. So,
and it's not like the guy at home plate and Max Grant haven't propelled them into the title game.
no.
They have a combined 25 hits in the tournament.
Yeah,
14 for Pickett's, 11 for Grant. 8 of them for Grant have been for extra bases.
just incredible numbers by those 2 young men, and have certainly taken the team on their shoulders here this week for sure.
As kids, some of us used to play with silly string. That's silly string. Those numbers. Pickett's the batter now.
Oh, wow.
What a play by Gauthier.
And that gets a huge groan from the crowd, and for all the right reasons.
Well, it's been hard to prevent Duncan Pickett's from getting on base. David Gauthier, a spinorama, found the way.
Get another look at this one here. Behind the back, even slipped a little bit. Wow, what a pickup there. And man, oh man, that's a hat tip to you, Mr. Gauthier. What a play.
Magnifique to end the 5th. Ryan Bauwart, the shortstop. As they're still on the hill, the Regina Thunder practice right behind this baseball stadium. They won again today in the Prairie Football Conference by 50.
Just a couple.
57-7 to go 3-0 in their season. Didn't go quite as well as the Saskatchewan Roughriders would have liked last night in Calgary. Pool cue off the bat. Cormier. McPhail couldn't scoop this one. Could even be scored potentially a hit.
I'm going to say that's going to be a hit, yeah.
It's a hit. Just the second of the tournament for Ryan Bauwart.
We're still waiting for the official posting here as I keep trying to update Game Changer.
You and I both know why that's maybe a little bit more important.
Absolutely.
Don't we?
Mm-hmm. Not going to say why.
I really never have a whole lot of trouble. I don't necessarily buy into the goalie shutout.
Obviously, the official scores were taking some time with it, but they have deemed that a single.
It's the first hit of the night for Quebec.
And that shows you how dominant Jordan Stevenson has been tonight, as he's held down this powerful Quebec offense and took until the 6th inning for them to get their first hit of the game.
The 2-1 to Jonathan Martin. Grant on the turn. Double play. Pretty to watch.
And the defense for Team New Brunswick keeps shining through here as Martin pounds that ball towards second base. Quick scoop and a pickup there by Ryan McIsaac to Max Grant, on to Nick McPhail. And just like that, Peter, a 4-6-3 double play as the base is empty here again and 2 outs.
We've talked a lot about Max Grant and his hitting, and for good reason.
Mm-hmm.
If we get a chance at some point, watch the footwork on the turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's as good as it gets. You can't teach it any better than what he just put forward.
Feet, hands, everything with Max. He's such a solid, and I mean, you start to talk about a 5-tool player. He's right there. He's got speed, he's got power, he's got a glove, he's got everything. And he's definitely showed it off on the biggest stage here this week for sure.
Jack Kraft. The Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, are 3 outs away from ending the reign of Team Quebec and winning the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship here in Regina on IKS. David Gauthier, who many thought might get the ball for a second straight year in a gold medal game. He did a year ago and delivered a complete game 3-hit shutout. Tonight, he was the third pitcher to work. Connor Angel started, didn't record an out as Max Grant got around and pulled it. Well, I hope you've got some local insurance. That I didn't hear a bang.
380 feet in the wrong direction.
That one was towards Lumsden. Well, that's good. Nothing in my ear about bad directions. 2 for 2 today. Max Grant facing a difficult left-hander. Max hit by a pitch. Grounded out and flew out. You okay?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
It's been a long. Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Listen, when you've called 16 games in 4 days, you're allowed to maybe have a bit of a cough. Max Grant will have another chance. Barely. Michel Dagenet couldn't quite haul it in against the fence. And he's shaking his head on the way back to the catching position.
You get a good look at that one as we got the camera with it up in the air and comes down and just right out of the webbing at the end. And yeah, I feel you, Michelle.
It's been that kind of night for the defending champs. 2-year reign on the line. Back in the title game again, and Max Grant didn't like it, and he might not be alone in the park.
Slider there from David Gauthier, and we get a look at it here now, and it might have been a little bit up there. You might have an argument, but as you've said before this week, Peter, the one man with the big say had his say and said strike 3.
Yeah, one guy in the park with a vote that matters. Nick McPhail, have yourself a gold medal game. He homered earlier.
I feel like I've been calling that curveball.
And the first baseman has been on base 4 times, walked, homered, reached on an error, and now has a single. Nick, are you having any fun tonight? I'm going to guess you're going to cherish this one. Josh Myers has just ordered from the drive-through menu. He asked if we could get that to go.
I gotta let them.
He hit it a mile.
Wow.
The gentleman who's done nothing but drive-in runs the last couple of days has just delivered a knockout punch as they're starting to chant PEI in the park.
And the right fielder, Moises Perez, didn't move a step on this ball. Watch this. He just turns around and see you later into the Regina night and out of here.
A monster blast off David Gauthier.
Good, how are you, Jack? Hey, do me a favor.
Josh Myers. The 25-year-old from Summerside crushed it.
Wow. Both home runs tonight were absolutely pieced.
It's late in the Maritimes. I'm going to guess the cool ones, if they're not on ice, they're about to start being consumed. It's 8-0. And there's been a lot of interesting events. since Thursday, this one might be right at the top of the list for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you had on your bingo card tonight that Team New Brunswick was going to be up 8-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning, I don't think there would have been too many people checking that one off for sure. And we do have another pitching change here as Jean-Philippe Lemay makes his way back to the bench as left-hander Rene Dave Pelchat going to make his way into this game as we see some big hugs happening here on the Team New Brunswick bench. The Bash brothers, McPhail and Myers, giving each other a 5 and a hug there. So good to see. Good to see.
If I would have told you before the gold medal game that Duncan Picketts and Max Grant would go hitless and they'd have scored 8 runs, I know what the look you would have given me.
Yeah, it's
straight sideways.
Yeah, it's been, we've talked about it a few other games this weekend, and one of them did involve the Island in that game, but, hitting is contagious in this game, and when you've had guys that have kind of carried you along the way and you see teammates that have noticed that and picked, they've picked guys up when they needed to, well, tonight they've done some picking up for Max Grant and Duncan Picketts, and you see the end result on the scoreboard here right now.
And frankly, we probably haven't talked enough about Josh Myers, who tonight has delivered his 3rd 3-run batted in game of the tournament. He had 3 runs batted in against British Columbia, 3 runs batted in their quarterfinal game against Manitoba, went 3 for 4 with an RBI against the Regina Trappers, and tonight is 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run and 3 more runs batted in. He's driven home 12 in the tournament.
Incredible. And this a lot of that damage coming in the last few games, like you said, Peter, and really picked up this team and been able to get them going.
So Rennie Dave Pelchat is the 4th pitcher to work. I'll let you decide. As Jack Kraft fouls pitch number 2 back. First pitch might have had a little purpose to it.
Yeah.
All part of the game, though.
That's correct. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't think it was that close. Kraft obviously protected himself, a little bit of a spin away there, and there's a reaction from the crowd, but honestly, there's nothing there.
I'm with you. Got quite the reaction, though.
Absolutely.
Jack hit a base hit his last time. Pelchat, the 4th Quebec pitcher to work in the game. And in many ways, you don't have to look any farther than the 1st. And maybe even in some respects. Now, there was a long, long way to go. But Connor Angel was the starter.
Right.
Faced 4 batters, walked 3, hit another.
Yeah.
Didn't even register an out. They'd end up bringing in Felix Cote, who was responsible in part for 2 more. But it's hard to come back, even for this group, as Kraft flies out to LaPointe.
And you think about the morale of a team there when you see that happen. And the big, not the big problem, but when you have situations like that where it's walk, hit, batter, walk, your defense has done nothing so far. And they start to get, they stand around, they start to get cold. And, it's a little bit harder for them to get into the game when they're not having anything hit to them.
And you're all charged up.
Right.
You went 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 1st.
Yeah. So it's a tough spot, that's for sure. And I mean, you have and don't get me wrong, full marks tonight to right-hander Jordan Stevenson, who's just been
Brilliant.
Lights out. And just, has given these guys the start of a lifetime. And
No doubter. To the 7th, and that team can feel it beyond belief. 3 outs away from winning it all here in Regina. Eight to nothing. This guy, I didn't think there was a chance tonight we could see anything close to the semifinal pitching performance of Hayden Dow, who threw a complete game 3-hit shutout against the Regina Trappers. Jordan Stevenson,
ouch,
right there with him. And Cole McLaren shaken up.
That one sucked. That was a tough one. I think it got a little more to the side than the actual mask too. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry, Jordan.
Luckily, he kind of tucked his head down a little bit there, so it did catch a good piece of the mask, but that one catching a good part of his shoulder pad too. And trust me, I can tell you from experience that doesn't tickle.
Oof. And again, the great insight from the umpire, and you heard him all the way, just trying to give the catcher a chance to regroup. High in the air. This is a difficult play. And it falls in. Raphael Gladue has a double. Just the second hit off of Jordan Stevenson.
Another good pitch from Stevenson as he throws that changeup to Gladue, and he hits it a mile high. Simon Dubois lays out for it, but it just falls just behind him a little bit. And good hustle out of the box there. I'll give Gladue credit for that for sure. He didn't stop up for a second. Hard out of the box and gets himself on second base and in scoring position here for Moises Perez.
Cormier across the diamond. There's one away as he throws out. Moises Perez, talk about giving somebody credit. For the people who watched what happened to him last night at Optimus Park, he got hit with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in that neighborhood right in the face. Yeah. And they had to call the ambulance. It was not a pretty scene. Broken nose, no concussion, no orbital fracture. So for him to come back today and play says a lot about him.
Says a lot about his character, the type of person he is, and just, in talking to him before, he loves this team, loves playing on this team, loves being a part of this team every year, and certainly wanted to make sure that, like we said, he rested during the semifinal game this morning, but definitely wanted to be here for this game tonight with his teammates.
Leonardo Ochoa. They're down to their final 2 outs, and at this point, they need a miracle.
As we've done before in past games, we will be down on the field after, so make sure you stay tuned.
Ochoa This is a mile in the air. Held up a little bit. 2 away. Gledu will tag.
As they should. Charlottetown not too worried about that. They just get the ball right to the cutoff man, right into second base, and Gledu makes his way to third after tagging up, and Team New Brunswick now 1 out away from a national gold medal.
Josue Pelly is going to end the shutout bid. Driving in, Raphael Gledu, and
He's not talking shit.
Josue Pelly again into it with either a player or an umpire. That's not the first time today. As his manager comes out to protect him a little bit. We had a scenario in the semifinal this morning with Pelly, who's a really emotional guy. And like many of us, in some ways, it allows you to be at your best. And in other ways, it can hurt.
Absolutely, and you know, again, great guy. Had plenty of conversations with him, and just like you said, you're on the field, you know, firing competition. And
on the ground, off of McPhail. They're going to have to wait. Is Dagenet at first, runners at the corners now. And here comes another Stevenson to just say, fellas, I know you're incredibly excited. You have every reason in the world to be. Maybe relax a little bit, and that's easy from here to say.
Oh, for sure. And you know, that type of play there, I mean, I know they're excited to get this last out here and get this game in the books, and probably a little overzealous there by McPhail trying to throw that ball to first. In that case, just eat the ball. You get runners on first and second here. You deal with Alexander Lapointe, who's coming up here next, and try and get the next guy. And I'm sure that's what JP Stevenson's out there telling these guys right now. Just, you know, pump the brakes here, guys. Let's relax a little bit. We're 1 out away. Just take our time and let's do what we've been doing all game here.
A high pop-up that could have ended it, that fell for a double. And is really in a almost perfect spot if you're the batter between shortstop third and left fielder. An error on the last play. This is fouled by left fielder Alexandra Lapointe, who came into the game about midway through it.
And trust me, I completely get where Team New Brunswick is at here now, because you can feel the anticipation from all the folks here in the park as well. So, you know, right now it's just keep your focus for one more out here, get it in the books, and then you can celebrate. Just past midnight out east.
Now a strike away.
If you're going to see Jordan Stevenson gear it up at any point in time, it's going to be on this pitch right here.
Quebec, two-time defending champs, down to their last strike here on a Sunday in Regina.
Look out.
Look out is right.
Can I get 5 baseballs?
So Lapointe stays alive here for one more as he fouls that one off down the third base line, and the PEI contingent that here is upstanding again. That one just misses inside for a ball.
2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a run in to snap not only the shutout in the game, a shutout all day. It's the only run they've given up in both the semifinal and the final. And Lapointe finds a way. He is battling. There's no question. You never want to make the last out.
Thank you.
As our home plate umpire receives those 5 baseballs he was hoping to get.
Two counts here, 2 outs.
High. Full count.
So Dagenet at first. He'll be on the move here, full count with 2 outs, as you hear from our home plate umpire.
The payoff. Is this the one?
Yep.
It is! Maritime Magic! The Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, are the champions of senior men's baseball in Canada. And they do it in beyond impressive fashion with an 8-1 victory over the 2-time defending champs.
And I can tell you this, it is currently 10 after 12 out east, and there's probably not too many people sleeping in Charlottetown right now.
I'm not sure if they're at your hotel or not, but buckle up. And what can you say about the 2 pitching performances? I know they win this game 8-1, but they get a complete game, 3-hit shutout in the semifinal from Hayden Dow, and Jordan Stevenson put one on the table that really matched it.
Incredible. Can't ask for too much more from 2 pitchers than that. Both of them go out there and leave everything on the field, take control of things on the mound. Hitters did what they were supposed to do, but man, oh man, what an effort from both of those gentlemen tonight and during the day. And Charlottetown Islanders, national gold medal champions for 2025.
How sweet it sounds in the Maritimes. Heave away, folks. Enjoy. And it took a lot to end the reign of the 2-time champions from Quebec, who are back in the title game for a 3rd consecutive year. We'll have lots more to come your way before we sign off from the 2025 Canadian Senior Men's Championships in Regina, where the champs wear green. And isn't that a little fitting? Back after this. The Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, are the National Senior Men's Baseball Championship winners. And what a convincing way to do it, ending a 2-year reign of Team Quebec. And there was no doubt who the best team was today, period. 4-0 in the semifinal over the host Regina Trappers, a team that made it to the final the last 2 years. Hayden Dow, sensational. 3-hit shutout in that game. He only required 78 total pitches in those 7 innings. Tonight, they score 3 in the first, add 3 more in the third. They came into the game as a team with a tournament-leading batting average of .360 and pitching. Just marvelous pitching. Again from Jordan Stevenson, and as I remarked earlier in the night, we saw both Hayden Dow and Jordan Stevenson earlier in the tournament. They took their games up today 3 levels. 3, maybe 4. They gave up 1 run all day. Hard not to win 2 games when that's the case, and combined with hitting, timely hitting, as it is time now for the medal presentations.
Number 3, Parker Fry. Number 4, Tom Hooker. Number 5, Josh Claggett. Number 6, Andrew Baum. Number 7, Peyton Friesen.
Saskatchewan receiving their bronze medal. What a great tournament that
Number 8, Devin Farrell.
group of players, primarily from the Saskatoon Senior Men's Baseball League, Marysburg Royals players who play in that league. Big part of it. Still, in many ways, my heart bleeds a little bit for the host Regina Trappers, who had lost the last 2 years in the gold medal game. Nolan DeZoto, the committee, just put on a magnificent event. They won their pool, had the big dramatic win on Friday against Manitoba in extra innings on a Brody Vogel 2-run homer. The pitching work of Cody Rock, who was even great today against Charlottetown. The Islanders representing New Brunswick, the champs. That game was 0-0 into the 6th before the team in green, who win it all, scored 2 in the 6th and added 2 more in the 7th to win 4-0. And Quebec struggled to pitch early in the game. And the team from the Maritimes, well, they didn't struggle in any area all day. Almost perfect.
Number 27, Cole Larkin.
As we will present the medals.
Number 32, Jordan.
Not sure if Dan will try to get a couple of interviews as
Number 33,
the Charlottetown Islanders, with 5 players from New Brunswick on their team,
Dylan Solly.
as every team adds to their roster.
Bad boy Jackson Haynes.
As it will be a little while before the gold medals are presented.
Brad Bain.
Not everybody still left from Team Saskatchewan, but a good number, which is great to see.
Our bronze
They won the
medalist.
bronze medal game 13-3. I think at some point we'll also
The presentation of the silver medals, la présentation.
find out the selection for a top hitter and a top defender.
Number 2, numéro 2, Leonardo Ochoa.
Quebec has to settle this time for silver after
Number 3,
winning back-to-back gold medals the last 2 years in Red Deer and Tecumseh.
Number 5, numéro 5, Félix Côté.
David Gauthier,
Number 6, numéro 6, Raphaël Gladou.
is number 11. This is Raphael Gladieux. This guy is a whale of a player. Played
Set number 7,
pro
Ian
ball in
Ryan.
the Frontier League last year.
Number 8, Vincent Ruel.
As we go through their lineup, congratulations to
Number 9, numero 9,
JP LeMays. Terrific all-star team from Quebec. Great league. They run it so professionally. And field level for one of the stars, if not the number one star of the gold medal game, is with Ardan Esty.
All right, thanks, guys. We're down here on field level right now with our starting and winning pitcher of the national gold medal game this year, Jordan Stevenson. Congratulations on such a great game. I'm not going to keep you too long here because I know you got to go collect your medal, but walk me through that game. I mean, that's a whirlwind of 24 hours for you guys here, and come into today and give up one run in 14 innings of work between you and teammate Hayden Dow.
Well, Dow put on a show this morning there with his performance, and I knew we were facing a powerhouse here in Quebec. I faced them last year, and it didn't really go the way I wanted, so I was extra motivated today and just trusted my catcher. Didn't shake once till that last pitch of the game, and yeah, no, just executed well. Had a few Red Bulls. Arm felt pretty good.
The old East Coast cough medicine before baseball, but you know, it took until the 6th inning for them to get their first hit off you, which was just the small ground ball that was hit out in front of the mound. But just talk about the preparation that goes into preparing for a team like this. And you already saw them once back in the round robin where you defeated them 7-2.
Well, we know they're able to catch up to the fastball. They showed that tonight there. It was more so about hitting the spots. Got a lot of ground balls, got some nice fly balls. We're in a big park here. Last year in Windsor was a little smaller park. A few of those would have been home runs today, but that's baseball. Like, it just that Dagenet fella, he hit one off me. Martin hit one last year, so it feels pretty good right now, man. I've wanted this moment for a long time.
So as I look at my watch right now, 9:20 local time is 2:20 in the morning in Charlottetown. I'm going to let you go back here, but anything to say to the folks back home before you go?
Just a proud moment for PEI baseball here. We all work really hard in the off season, and every one of these guys, it's a wicked team, great chemistry. It couldn't be happier right now, Dan.
So you can tell your excitement. That for you, my friend, is the game-winning ball. Congratulations on a great tournament. Go up there and be with your teammates. That's Jordan Stevenson from down here on field level, winning pitcher here in the 2025 gold medal game at the Canadian Men's Baseball Championships. And you can tell right now there's going to be a huge party brewing out in Charlottetown when these boys get home. Peter, back up to you in the booth.
I have a sense that's an understatement of all understatements, and so well deserved. What a show they put on. And as Dan made mention of, they didn't knock off the two-time defending champs just once. They did it twice. 7-2 in the round robin and 8-1 tonight. And it is very, very difficult in a tournament format in any sport to beat a really good and a championship caliber team more than once. And they did it. And they did it convincingly again.
Number 3, Max Grant.
Leaving no doubt Max Grant. You are some player, young man.
Logan Gallant.
The 23-year-old from Fredericton.
Number 5, Cole McLaren.
Cole McLaren, great job behind home plate. He had an early and important run batted in. He had
Stevenson.
2 hits in the tournament, both against Quebec, both runs batted in, and a little extra for the guy you just heard from.
Ethan Smith.
And you could feel the pride resonating through his entire body, couldn't you, during that interview?
And Jonathan
Special.
Otto.
And everyone plays a part.
Number 11, Cole
21-man roster, coaching staff, everybody.
Number 15, Tyson McKay.
And what a proud moment for baseball in PEI in particular. They make up the majority of this team. But
Number 17,
you also have to think about the contributions of the 5 players from New Brunswick. One of those guys is Max Grant, Dan, and I don't think they're having this celebration without his work.
And, I don't think you're done hearing Max's name yet tonight. We'll see what happens here when they do the major award announcements. But, man, what an interview there with Jordan Stevenson. You know, being an East Coast guy myself, man, he was some close to tears doing that interview with me. And, man, oh, man, is he ever proud of not only what he did tonight, and as he said at the end of that interview, it's been a long time coming, but just so proud of his teammates as well, and that's really cool to hear.
As you came up the stairs, I was just saying, you could feel the pride coming out of every pore of his body. It was really special.
Really special. Just, we come here with a job to do to announce this tournament, and I mean, obviously growing up on the East Coast, and I feel so happy for all these guys right now, and
as you should.
Worked so hard all year. The last couple of years they've been to this tournament, and man, do they ever deserve this.
And New Brunswick is going to host this tournament next year in a great community. They love senior baseball in Miramichi. As we continue to hand out the gold medals, Nick McPhail just received his. He had a pretty good night.
Yeah.
I missed Josh Myers, who three RBI games, including this gold medal game, and I think they're still looking for his blast, the 2-run shot.
The biggest cheer of the night, our bat person that comes up, and
isn't that great?
That is fantastic. Fist bumps from everyone, and man, I love that.
Me too. That's absolutely spectacular. There's the chef de mission, the coaching staff. So much work goes in, time, effort, money. Generally not a lot of funding.
No.
Players would have paid out of their own pocket, guaranteed to be here. Wasn't easy travel for anyone with what was going on in the airline world.
Especially these guys who had to go from Charlottetown to Boston on a bus, 3 separate flights, which all landed in Minneapolis. All gathered there, Minneapolis to Saskatoon. 2 hours on a bus from Saskatoon to Regina, getting here at 1 a.m. the day of the start of the tournament, and then starting their tournament. Just unbelievable.
Didn't deter them one little bit. As the medals have been passed out, and now the award winners. And as we start to wind it down, again, Dan, can't thank you enough. Your commitment to senior baseball is unparalleled. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with you all week long. It's a test. 16 games in 4 days, morning till night. It requires a lot, and I couldn't imagine calling this tournament with anyone else, and maybe somehow, some way, we'll get a chance somewhere down the road to do it again. Thank you. What an amazing job that the organizers, the host committee, Nolan DeZodel, you and I wouldn't have come without him. And here is the top defender, and it's Hayden Dow.
Not much of a surprise there. 2 great starts by Hayden Dow here this week, culminating in a huge semifinal win today. And just an awesome job by the youngster from St. John, New Brunswick.
Just 24 years of age. He gave up 1 run.
1 run.
And was marvelous. He and the gentleman you chatted with. How could you ever receive better pitching? And here comes, and there he is.
And as expected, Mr. Grant coming up to collect his bat as the top offensive performer of this year's tournament. And what a tournament it was.
Had 11 runs batted in. He had 8 extra base hits.
just propelled his team at the dish. And like you said, games where he wasn't exactly feeling it, he had a little bit of help from his friends.
Interesting, if you just watched, he had his own version of a new bat toss.
And man, you're going to see some sort of eruption here. Brody McDonald and Jordan Stevenson heading up to grab the championship banner.
The Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick with 5 players from that province on their team. Maritime Magic in Regina. To all the organizers, the host committee, and without the marvelous work of our IKS crew, Clark Monroe and company, you guys, thank you. Thank you so much. And to all our viewers, thank you. For Dan Esty, my name is Peter Loubardius. I hope you enjoyed it even one iota as much as we did. The Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, are the champions of senior men's baseball in Canada. Good night, everybody.